not in cosplay again, but I know you guys have seen enough of that. But yet again, here I am. So, yeah, what you're gonna need to start planning your cosplay is some basic stuff. Like, you don't need all of these things, but like, choose what you like to work with. I like to work with all of them. Binder, some notebooks. This is my actual notebook. I wish I knew where that was, but I don't. And some planners. I have some of my past ones so that I can show you like what they look like completed. And some stickers, which are optional, but I'll explain them. And another good one is Cosplanner, which is an app, and you basically, it looks like this. I'll have like a screen recording meme. Looks like this, and you have all your characters. You enter all the pieces on it, and what you're making, what you're buying, and you plan it that way, and that's a pretty good one. The first thing you want to do is either draw out your character, if it's like an original one, or you want to get reference pictures of your character if it's not an original one. Here's an original boy, so those are helpful to have in a binder rather than a notebook, because you can't add like reference pictures unless you like glue or staple them, and then it's messy. So then I drew this boy. But yeah, and then you want to make out a physical list of all the pieces, like everything, like for example, we'll do Michael, since he is probably one of the shortest lists. White button-up shirt, white tank top, a bra and underwear, black pants, black socks, black dress shoes, and a fake cigarette, and possibly a cane. Earrings, wig if you're wearing it, wig cap. You gotta put everything, and then you gotta make a whole separate list for the makeup, or you're bound to forget something. It's also really helpful when you're packing for the convention, if you're wearing this to a convention, which brings me to guidelines, or deadlines. You want to avoid setting deadlines unless it's like more than a year in advance, or you already have like some of it done. And like, don't set a deadline unless you're already started and you already know like how long everything's gonna take you. I plan to do Taronda literally a year in advance, and it still looked awful and rushed because I did rush it at the end, because I didn't know how to make foam armor. It was my first armor, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the right tools, and ended up looking really bad, and I didn't like it, and nobody liked it. Start it before you actually plan a deadline. I've cut deadlines completely out. I only have a deadline for Beast Peridot Boy, and that was because I was already halfway done. It's a crossover. I already had Peridot done, so like doing the crossover bits was not going to take long. I already had mostly everything for it, so setting a deadline, and by the way, I'm finished, and the deadline's like well over a month. So you want to plan the costume and then plan a convention for it. But if you are going the deadline route, it'll be good to start a planner and to actually get things done by your deadline. The sticker method. Now, I used to collect stickers, so this is a fun one for me because it makes me feel like all the stickers that I have saved are for a reason, and I can actually use them, and then like they look all pretty, and it's a good one. So what time is it? Okay. So it's like a really rewarding thing, like whatever, like crossing off the things, whatever makes you feel like the most rewarded after you do something is what you want, is the method you want to use, because then you'll actually want to do things just so that you can cross it off your list. Say you're planning a deadline. So you need to plan to get your, like, all your materials 3 months in advance. So at least, even if you're not working on it, you have the materials. I think I originally learned that from Mango Cyrene like 2 years ago, and I've stuck with it. I've always gotten my materials like 3 months in advance. So, you know, that's a good one. So yeah. And then I have another fun little, so you're gonna have to buy things, whether it's materials or the costume pieces. So if you're buying things, you want to get the total. And I actually have this process written down in this planner. Total up everything, you write everything down, the price of it, then you total up everything and figure out and divide it by the months you have until 1 month before the con. Because if you're buying things, then generally it's like not gonna be long before it's ready. So until 1 month before the con, you get each like small pieces that you have to buy, not like including fabric. I started planning for Yumicon, so I put a sticker once I got the pants for Tiny Rick, a sticker once I got the lab coat, a sticker once I got the wig. I don't know what that is because the sticker is completely covering it, but you get the idea. It's just really nice and rewarding. It's a really nice thing. You want to even out the months of where you're going to get the materials. And it's just a really good one, and like what you're going to make. And then like a month, that's why you plan your like smallest like additional pieces last. Like you want to work on those things last. If it's not necessary, like work on it last. Take into account like things that you're getting from international sellers, like you want to order those things first too, which is usually the wig, so we can kind of combine those. But like, you know, plan in order, like if you're getting things online. I like this one the most, and I'll show you why. This one I like the least because it's just really rough. Like I don't like. Oh, another thing you can do here is you can write when you do the things. Like Heat Gun got, Sharonda wig ordered, Sharonda fangs finished. But still, I like how this one, like this one's pretty basic, but I don't like the spirals on it. It's just really annoying. And plus it doesn't have like separators. It doesn't close well. This one was alright. I liked this one because it had the clear cover, but it's still just your basic and tricks and planning out everything. Another good thing to plan is just like testing things, testing tutorials and testing methods that work for you, that might work for someone else, might not work for you. Test your fabrics in the store, like stretch them with your hands, drape them over. That all kind of stuff isn't really like what this video is about, why there wasn't that much of that. If you're looking for that, You can find it in plenty of other, like, planning videos, but, yeah, basically the listing and the breaking your projects down into a lot of smaller pieces. Just make them a good one. Like, if you want to have a goals, like, you can write down, like, I want to get at least this part done by this month. Then that's not really, like, a deadline. You're not like, I want to finish the whole cosplay by this month. Like,